Alright, so the plan is, since I have the grading bucket on now, to go up through this side part where I had carved in the little road to drive up and strip all the topsoil off, and then put in the 1" minus base that I have, and then some 3/4 inch clean over top of that, and make this just an extension roadway so I can get up to the back for maintaining, you know, the trailers and putting equipment up there. So my plan is to probably cut this first half back this way so I can use some of that topsoil out in the front where I have a couple low spots, and then just take the excavator and keep pulling it back up the hill because I have to use a bunch more back there. All right, I don't really care if it's inefficient or not. There's probably a million ways I could have done this, but I'm probably, now that I cleaned up these two piles and flipped this one around, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and drag these couple of small piles with the excavator and then flip them around once I get here to the top, because trying to push with the Kubota on a hill when you got the uneven ground and the rock sticking up, it always gets caught, it always spins the tires. I've dealt with it a million times on this hill, so just flipping it around with this excavator is probably going to be quicker and probably going to be easier on me, and not spinning the tires and coming off of the actual path. So up here it's still extremely muddy, but I managed to push almost all that soil back into there and then clean up this area a little bit. But this is something that I completely could have done with the box blade and the Kubota. I think it would have taken longer no matter what, because there's no way that I would have been able to pull uphill, just because of the way the topsoil was and my traction and how much weight pulling a box blade and using the front bucket adds. So it would have taken a while, and I think I would have had to pull it downhill and then transport material back up. So this is 100 times better, and I'm having a shitload of fun. So that's all that counts. Okay, so I've pretty much transferred all of the topsoil up. There's still a little bit, but I've moved the majority of it all back up here, and it's got to be like 30 yards worth. So that's more for me to use back here. Now what I'll do next is put the box blade on the tractor and go through this and clean up all the ridges and excess topsoil that I just couldn't scrape out while I was transferring everything. And using this thing with the 3-foot bucket, it's pretty close size to the bucket on that tractor. Definitely sped up transferring this material because it's so heavy and wet that I can't bulldoze it with the tractor and it would just spin, and this thing was throwing it around no problem, and I believe it was definitely going to be faster than doing any sort of box blade or moving it with just the front end loader. Okay, so one thing I did order for the 3-point are the stabilizer arms from Messick's. They just put these out maybe a week or two ago, and I bought them as soon as they came out because I've been looking for something like this. But I've only found that some machinists do it, and they were a really long lead time, so I got lucky on getting these because I think they're sold out now. And I'm really looking forward to these because I can easily adjust the arms in and out for getting the 3-point attachments on without having to be a huge pain in the ass. Now the only thing is I didn't get any pins with the kit, which it said it included, so I don't have any pins to actually put in the arms themselves, but for now I can just use a bolt or something along those lines just for temporary sake and get the pins later on. Alright, so as you can kind of see on the machine now, you get the ability to just easily slide these in and out, and then since I don't have the pin at the moment, I can just put in this eye bolt wherever I want it type of deal, and it's not going to move out of that. So I like these a lot, and I've been looking for these for a while, and it's going to be so much easier putting on attachments. Alright, so that's all of the 20 tons of base material spread out. It was 1 inch minus. It was probably like a couple inches thick. I tried to give it a bit of a crown, but due to the way the hill slopes and the curves, it's going to have to rely on getting off and then going into ditches. So I'm going to have to make a ditch up around that edge and then clean this edge up. Before I put some 3/4 inch clean gravel on top of this, I wanted to actually go around the back of the wall here and clean out some of the dirt and use some 3/4 inch in there just to keep the water and erosion down. When I was trying to get grass to grow over here, there was a lot of water runoff down the hill, and it pretty much just all cuts through and was going into the bark mulch. So I'm probably gonna have to do this by hand because I don't want to absolutely destroy all the grass that I have here, but just go through and take a shovel's width out and then just bring some gravel in the back just to slow down the water and help guide it down the side rather than just right through the wall. I got a little helper out here. Gonna finish up moving the rest of this pile, and I think I'm going to use a lot of it to clean up this edge down here. Alright, so that takes care of resurfacing this area of the driveway, as well as adding in the actual extra driveway going up to the back. So what we tried to do was just dig in a little bit of a trench or swale on either side, and then kind of backfill it with the loose 3/4 inch. It would be better to use bigger stone on those sides, but that's what I had, and I didn't feel like getting other stone. And realistically, it'll just help keep the water from completely rushing off onto all of the grass and dirt and causing more washout over there. Hopefully it'll just guide it down this side of the drive and that side over there. Now once we get to the top here, I sort of just stopped right here because I'm not sure where I want to put everything once I'm done. But I'm thinking that this side over here will probably be most likely gravel, just for storing implements or tools or what have you, like the plow I'm going to put up here. And then my intentions are to build a shed up in this back corner, and that's where I'll put a lot of small stuff, and then park trailers diagonally here. So I may have to take down this tree or that tree depending, but keep everything on this side. And then out here I'll be putting all of this extra soil, as well as some more soil and irrigation, and this will be all grass. However, now that we have this excellent machine, as well as the bigger dump trailer, and probably just getting attachments and what have you, I found it to be really integral to make sure that I had a driveway to get up here, because if it's ever wet or, you know, just the wrong time of year, you cannot drive on that soil if you're trying to keep grass on it as well. I mean, it just rips it up. So this will be much nicer, and it'll make it easy to bring the equipment up and down.